This Sunday's Gospel reading is from Mark chapter 2, verse 23 to chapter 3, verse 6. And in it, Jesus is having a bit of a controversy with some other people from his own culture about observance of the Sabbath. I'm wondering, did Sabbath as a concept have any meaning for you when you were growing up? I hear from some people about all the things that they weren't allowed to do on a Sunday and all the places that were closed, so like the cinema, the shops. And it's not like that now, and these days I think you could agree that weekends can be really, really busy. So most Christians have observed Sabbath on a Sunday, but for Jewish people the time of rest is from Friday night until Saturday night, because of the story that they have that Christians have received as well about God making the world in 6 days and seeing that the world was good and then having a rest. And Jewish people also have the story of their ancestors being freed from slavery in Egypt. So they had a day of rest because they were no longer slaves, and because the wilderness, the earth, provided enough food for them to eat without working every day. They were no longer slaves, so they didn't have to work every day. Now, in this gospel story, everybody in the story is Jewish, and everybody in the story values the Sabbath. They all think that the Sabbath is important. What they disagree about is how to observe it. Some of them are focused on following the regulations and using rules to protect the Sabbath, because the concern is that if they're not followed closely, if the regulations aren't followed closely, the whole thing will collapse and there won't be any rest. Other people in the story are more focused on appreciating the goodness of God's creation, eating the wheat, restoring life, freeing others so that they can enjoy the goodness of life. What I'm wondering about is, what kind of things do you think we could do to make sure that we can rest and enjoy the goodness of the world?